All right. In last week's reflection, I said that I wanted to get a little deeper into my learning in this MOOC. I've noticed that in MOOCs in general and in my learning online and in my growth online, it tends to be very sporadic and very shallow. I learn about a lot of things, but I don't really get deep into them. So I wanted to get deeper into something during this MOOC, which was kind of difficult in this first 2 weeks because as a connected or networked learner, I really believe I'm not necessarily a ninja master, but I'm pretty good. I've been writing blogs for years. I've been using Twitter. I know a lot of people. I may not be as well known, but I know a lot of people online. And the amazing thing about my learning network online is even if I send a message to somebody I barely know and I've never met in real life, a lot of times they respond to me. And they may not know exactly who I am, but they do know that I'm an educator, and usually my blogs and my Twitter handle are linked to whoever I'm messaging them so that they can check me out and know that I'm not just some freak on the web. So being connected and finding people to learn from is not the difficult part. The difficult part for me is staying focused on that learning. So one of the things that I'm trying to do in this course is learn how to teach people to build the networks that I have. The class is starting here, but so that's why I really joined the planning group on this, is to see how the program is being run by some really excellent teachers, and then I'm going to copy that and use it in my district, basically. So, at the heart of this whole thing is just stealing somebody else's content. But this first 2 weeks, we talked about rhizomtic learning, and I've heard about it before, and it's like one of those things. I've heard about it, and I know about it, but I don't really know what it is. So, what I've learned is that it's rhizomtic is a definition of a plant. It's tiger lilies and that sort of thing, and they're those plants that if you put them in your garden, they kind of take over everything and kill everything else and spread out. So that really suddenly clicked on me. Now I understand what this means, because my wife has this huge garden around her house, and she loves it. She works on it all the time, but every year she's puts hours and hours and hours of work into it. She drags me into it, so I have to move stones and dig stuff up and move stuff around, and I find it really annoying, but I keep thinking, oh, she did a great job, and it's finished, and it looks beautiful, and now we can enjoy it, and 2 weeks later she's making huge changes again. And part of that is because of these rhizomtic type plants that you really have to control. You have to put up barriers so they don't go into the areas you don't want to. You have to, and other plants need specific type of soil or water or light or whatever, and so you really have to tend it, and it's a lot of work. And education really is kind of like that. Our children are natural rhizomtic learners. You give them a little incentive, and they run around just like I am on the web. We run around and learn a little bit about everything and follow whatever seems interesting to us. But if we really want to be mentors or teachers, we have to put up not necessarily barriers to their learners, but we have to control their learning and say, instead of spreading all over, let's stop here. We won't follow that path all the way down. We'll stay in this area and grow as a large and strong plant in this area. And then, once you have a good handle on that, we'll transplant you over here, or remove the barrier so that you can expand a little bit. And so what I've learned this week is that to encourage deep learning in myself and others, we really need to define our boundaries and stay within our boundaries for the most part until we gain a deeper understanding. And so really my goal as I started this group, my goal continues to be how to effectively work with educators to encourage the effective use of technology and media in the classroom and schools. But unlike the way I have been learning, I'm going to start putting a few more boundaries out here. And this next week is probably going to be a great week to practice that, because this digital storytelling has a lot of stuff that we can be using. But even in the introduction, they've encouraged us, don't try and do everything. Pick a couple of things and work on those and really delve deeper into one or two tools, as opposed to trying to master the dozens of tools that are out there. And so that's what I will be doing this week, is picking one or two tools and building a good digital story with those. So enjoy your MOOC, and we will see you again next week.